Roblox did not begin as a place for giant role-play games, anime fighters, or million-player events. It began as a much smaller idea. A digital space where people could build, experiment, and watch their creations come to life. Back then, there were no polished avatars, no massive creator studios, and no endless catalog filled with virtual fashion. There were blocks, physics, rough-looking worlds, and a group of people trying to create something nobody had really seen before. Today, Roblox is one of the largest user-created gaming platforms in the world. But its journey from a strange physics experiment to a global entertainment ecosystem was far from simple. This is the story of how Roblox changed, and why each era completely transformed what the platform could become. To understand Roblox, we have to go back before Roblox even existed. In the late 1980s, David Baszucki was working on educational physics software. One of the best-known projects connected to that period was called interactive physics. It allowed people to create simple two-dimensional simulations and test how objects, forces, joints, and movement work together. Students could build machines, connect parts, and see what happened when they pushed the system too far. That idea may sound very different from modern Roblox. The important part was never just the physics. Instead of building a single game, they wanted to build a platform where people could make their own games. In 2004, development began on an early version of what would eventually become Roblox. The project went through several working names before the team settled on the name Roblox. The name combined two simple ideas, robots and blocks. That was a perfect description of the early platform. The graphics were basic, the worlds were empty, and nearly everything looked unfinished compared with modern games. But Roblox had something more important than visual quality. It gave players tools. You could place blocks, connect objects, experiment with basic physics, and build small interactive worlds. It gave players tools. In 2006, Roblox was publicly released. At that point, it was still tiny. Most experiences were simple obstacle courses, combat maps, building areas, and strange physics experiments. But even then, the core idea was already clear. Roblox was not meant to be one game. It was meant to be a place where new games could appear every day. The next stage was about turning a creation tool into a real online community. Roblox added profiles, friends, groups, messaging features, badges, comments, and ways for players to show their identity. At first, avatars were extremely limited. Most players looked almost identical, but over time, clothing, accessories, faces, colors, and collectible items became a major part of the experience. This changed Roblox in a major way. Players were no longer only choosing what to play. They were choosing who they wanted to be inside the platform. A pirate, a knight, a superhero, a soldier, a rich roleplay character, or something completely absurd. The avatar became more than a model. It became a digital identity. At the same time, Roblox began developing its virtual economy. Robux became the currency that connected players, creators, avatar items, game passes, and later, entire businesses. The economy was not perfect. It changed repeatedly over the years. Old systems disappeared, memberships were redesigned, and players constantly argued about which version of Roblox was better. But the bigger result was clear. Roblox was turning creativity into value. As Roblox grew, the company had to make its creation tools more powerful. That meant improving Roblox Studio. Early creators often built games with simple bricks, free models, and scripts they barely understood. A lot of classic Roblox games looked messy. They had strange menus, broken physics, random sounds, and maps that felt unfinished. But that was also part of their charm. Anyone could open Studio and try to make something. You did not need a large company, a professional office, or years of game development experience. You needed time, curiosity, and the willingness to learn from mistakes. Over time, Roblox added better building tools, improved scripting support, terrain systems, animation features, and collaborative development options. That last change was especially important. Creating games with friends allowed Roblox projects to grow beyond one-person experiments. Small teams could now divide work between builders, programmers, animators, designers, and community managers. This was the beginning of Roblox becoming a real creator economy. For years, Roblox was mainly a computer experience. You sat at a desk, opened the website, downloaded the client, and entered a blocky world through a keyboard and mouse. Then mobile gaming changed the equation. All blocks began expanding to phones and tablets. That may sound normal today, but at the time, it was a huge shift. Suddenly, Roblox was not something you played only after school on a family computer. It became something you could open almost anywhere. That helped Roblox reach a much larger audience. It also forced developers to think differently. Games had to become easier to control on touchscreens. Menus had to become clearer. Performance had to improve. And developers had to design for players who might be using a small phone instead of a powerful computer. This was one of the reasons Roblox became less like an old browser game and more like a worldwide platform. By the late 2010s, Roblox was no longer a niche game for a small online community. It was becoming part of mainstream gaming culture. Games such as Jailbreak, Meep City, Adopt Me, Murder Mystery 2, Arsenal, and many others proved that Roblox experiences could become massive. They had updates, communities, YouTube videos, drama, fan art, trading systems, and millions of visits. For many players, these were no longer just small user-made games. They were full online worlds. OME players spent years in the same experience. They built friend groups, collected rare items, learned how to trade, and followed every major update. At the same time, YouTube made Roblox much bigger. Creators showed gameplay, secrets, challenges, role plays, reactions, and new updates to millions of viewers. Roblox stopped being just a place where games were made. It became a full content ecosystem. Then came 2020. During the pandemic, millions of people were stuck at home and looking for ways to play, socialize, and spend time with friends. Roblox was perfectly positioned for that moment. It had games for almost every taste. It had social spaces where people could hang out. T had roleplay games, pet games, simulators, horror games, obstacle courses, shooters, and endless random experiences. Most importantly, it allowed people to meet without being in the same physical place. For a lot of players, Roblox became a daily routine. They did not log in only to win. They logged in to see friends. They logged in to trade, roleplay, build, explore, or simply avoid feeling bored. This period pushed Roblox to a completely different level of cultural relevance. But rapid growth also created new problems. More players meant more scams, more exploiters, more dangerous content, and more pressure on moderation. Roblox was no longer a small creative platform. It was now a huge social space with all the responsibilities that come with that scale. From 2021 onward, Roblox started changing again. The company wanted to attract older users, improve visual quality, support more realistic avatars, and expand beyond the image of a children's block game. That meant new avatar systems, better graphics, voice features, more advanced development tools, and a stronger focus on safety. Some players loved these changes. Others felt that Roblox was losing part of its whole identity. They missed the simple menus, classic avatars, old sounds, tickets, guests, and the strange, chaotic feeling of early Roblox. But that is what happens when a platform grows for nearly 2 decades. It cannot stay exactly the same. By 2025, Roblox was operating at a scale that early players could barely imagine. The platform had more than 100 million average daily users, millions of experiences, and a creator economy that had become a real source of income for many developers. A kid making a simple obby could still upload a game. But now that same platform also had professional studios, global brands, full development teams, and games earning serious money. So how did Roblox really change from 2006 to 2025? It changed from a small physics sandbox into a global platform for games, social interaction, creativity, and digital identity. It changed from simple block worlds into millions of different experiences made by people from all over the world. It changed from a hobby project into an economy where creators can build real careers. And it changed from a game mostly played on computers into a platform that exists across phones, tablets, consoles, and more. But the most important part has never changed. Roblox is still powered by people creating things that did not exist before. Every famous game began as an idea. Every developer started somewhere. And every old Roblox player probably remembers one game that felt like an entire world at the time. What year did you start playing Roblox? And what old Roblox game do you miss the most? Write it in the comments, because no matter how much Roblox changes, the memories are what keep players coming back.